This is the only video you need to watch to grow your SMA to 50K months, no matter what niche you're in. And after building 2 7-figure marketing agencies at the age of 21 and helping over 300 plus agency owners scale to 6 and 7 figures, I've discovered a proven roadmap to go from 0 all the way to 50K a month with your agency, and I've broken it down into 3 phases, and every phase builds into the next, so make sure you don't skip any steps. Let's start off with phase 1, which is the 0 to 10K a month phase. During this phase, you're just getting started. Maybe you got sold on the SMA dream by gurus on YouTube who promise that you can just work 2 to 4 hours a day and scale to 6 figures. But soon you realize it's not that easy, and that you actually need to get good at sales and marketing and generating leads. And this is where most beginners quit. They feel overwhelmed, juggling too many things. But here's the truth: you only need to focus on 2 key things right now. The first step is building your base, and that starts with picking a niche. A lot of people will tell you to just pick a niche that has money, but if the niche doesn't excite you, you won't have the motivation to keep going. It's important you pick a niche that excites you, because you'll be working in this niche for months, maybe years. Sure, you can pivot later, but in the beginning, you need momentum, and that comes from being excited to wake up and work on your agency every single day. And when I first started out, I was in the health niche because it excited me. Some niches I'd recommend if you're just starting out are home services, chiropractic, gyms, and I even did a video on my channel that you could watch later about the top niches I would go into. But once you picked your niche, you need to do market research. And now this isn't as complex as it sounds. The simplest way to do market research is to get in touch with business owners in that niche. Take them out for coffee. It's just going to cost you like 20 bucks, but it'll save you tons of time and money down the road. And this is how you build your base. Once you've got your niche down, the next step is generating leads. Without people to sell to, you're not going to make any money. You can start by scraping a list of potential leads, and that's going to cost you around $300 to $500. And after that, you can hire a virtual assistant from Upwork to do the outreach for you. And you should aim for probably 100 to 200 IG DMs a day, 1,000 cold emails, and maybe 50 Facebook DMs a day. And at the same time, you'll want to start running paid ads to bring in more traffic. You can hire a videographer for $100 to film your ads, and make sure you test multiple ads and see which concepts are working, which creatives are working, and what copies are working. And just by doubling down on these basics, you're going to be on your way to hitting your first 10K a month. But once you're at that 10K a month mark, this is where you're going to need to dial in your offer if you want to scale up fast. Phase 2, the 10K to 30K a month mark. Big mistake I see a lot of agency owners make at this point is they make all these fancy promises in their offer, which they know they can't really deliver on. And even if they can, their prospect has no reason to trust them because they just don't have enough social proof at this point to back up their claims. And their claims sound like everyone else, a bunch of empty promises. And in my first year, I was trying to sell 1.5, 2K packages a month, and I could only close 1 or 2 clients all year. But once I dialed back my pricing, started charging $500, $600 a month, I went from 1.5K a month to 15K in no time. And later, I could leverage the results I got from those clients as social proof to raise my prices and land more clients. It's like taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. But let me tell you, at this stage, your offer isn't the only thing holding you back. I see a lot of agency owners stay stuck at the 10K a month mark for months and even years. And the real problem, something most people overlook: mindset. When you're first starting out, you're hungry, you're motivated. You see all these guys on social media flexing their cars, traveling to all these places, and it fuels your drive. But once you hit the 10K a month mark, you sort of lose that fire. You get complacent. The same thing happened to me when I was making 15K a month in high school. I thought I was the king of the world. I was making more money than any of my high school teachers. But then the pandemic hit. Gyms shut down, and I lost all of my clients overnight. I was forced to rebuild from scratch. So the biggest thing holding back most agency owners at this stage is their mindset. They don't grow because they don't have the need to grow. They lose that sense of urgency. So in order to break through to the next level, you need to put yourself in a position where you're forced to grow. That could mean spending more on ads and booking more appointments than you can handle so that you're forced to hire, or taking on more work than your current team can deliver on. And that's going to force you to level up. And going from 10K to 30K a month comes down to 3 things: volume, refining your offer, and putting yourself in a position where you have to grow. Phase 3, the 30K to 50K mark. Once you get to that 30K month mark, this is where you need to get smarter with your approach. You can't brute force things anymore and expect to keep growing. And I see a lot of agency owners at this stage still talking to clients directly and doing all the work themselves, thinking they can keep pushing through. But this is like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. Might keep you going for a bit, but eventually everything's gonna fall apart. at this level, most of your time should be spent on booking appointments and closing sales, not on handling day-to-day tasks. And to do this, you need systems in place and a team you can delegate to. This could mean hiring a media buyer to handle the backend and an account manager to handle client communication. And when it comes to hiring, personally, I like to use platforms like Facebook groups and join communities where people are already actively looking for the roles I need. Additionally, I often work with recruiters. It saves time and ensures that I get high-quality candidates. Sure, you might spend a couple thousand on recruiters, but it's worth it when you land the right talent quickly. Once you've delegated and automated day-to-day tasks, 90% of your time should be focused on booking appointments and closing sales. And at this stage, you're likely going to need to hire closers because handling all these sales calls yourself is going to quickly lead to burnout. I know because I speak from personal experience, and I personally recommend hiring 2 closers to create a competitive environment between them. This keeps them motivated and performing at their best. But just hiring closers isn't enough. You need to train them daily and give them a repeatable sales process to follow. Additionally, you might need to hire setters to keep the closers' pipelines full. You see, your systems and your team will determine how fast you scale to that 50K a month mark. It's not just about hard work at this point. It's about working smart, delegating, and building the infrastructure that supports exponential growth. And that's how you scale your SMA to 50K months. And if you're interested in working with me personally on a one-on-one level and my 7-figure team, do yourself a favor, click down below and see how we can help you scale your agency to 50K months in record time. Now, I promise it's not going to be easy, but I will say I've done it countless times and I can definitely get you there as long as you're willing to do the work. Click down below, book a call, and I'll see you in the next video.